This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Friday, the 15th day of September in the year 2023. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting, and here's what we're tracking tonight. Without ever mentioning Venezuela, President Irfan Ali this morning opened his address at the Organization of American States in Washington by highlighting what he called a historical territorial threat to Guyana. The president, who addressed the OAS Permanent Council, said that since independence, Guyana has had to deal with acts of aggression that threaten its territorial integrity and has intimidated and discouraged investments, which has historically stunted the country's growth and development. However, he said the country has sought a peaceful resolution to the claims laid by Venezuela by accepting the decision of the UN Secretary General to refer the matter to the International Court of Justice, which is currently hearing the case. President Ali said Guyana remains committed to adhering the charters of the Organization of American States and the United Nations in dealing with such cases.
Our acceptance of the decision of UN Secretary General Guterres to refer the matter to the International Court of Justice, which is currently hearing the case, is a testament to our unwavering commitment to those principles. Our stance mirrors the ethos of this very organization, that disputes should be settled peacefully in furtherance of international law.
The president said accepting established borders has been the tradition in the hemisphere, a tradition he noted that has shielded nations from conflicts, paving the way for peace, cooperation, and development. He said the threat to Guyana's sovereignty is a relic of history.
Guyana stands firm in its belief that peaceful settlement of disputes is not merely an option, but a duty and a cornerstone principle of the OAS Charter. In a world where shifting geopolitical dynamics challenge established norms, Guyana reaffirms its unwavering commitment to the principles enshrined in both the OAS and UN Charter.
President Ali also said Guyana will be guided by international law to bring the matter to a definite closure.
We'll continue to champion the cause of international law as we seek a lasting, peaceful resolution to a territorial claim, one that was resurrected on the brink of our independence after decades of acceptance.
In 2018, Guyana asked the International Court of Justice to confirm that the border which was laid down in an 1899 arbitral award is valid. Venezuela, while boycotting much of the proceedings, tried to stop the case from moving forward by arguing that the United Kingdom should be involved in the matter, as Guyana was a British colony at the time. However, in a 14-1 decision, the judges of the International Court rejected that reasoning by Venezuela. More news coming up in just a moment.
It's been a long time coming. Overdue, some might say. But now that it's here, it will change life forever. And it is here to stay. The future is now. Transforming Guyana into the 21st century. Introducing GTT Fiber. Experience internet connectivity like never before. Speeds you deserve at prices you can afford from a name you can trust. Sign up today. GTT Fiber is here. GTT. Together, we rise faster.
Oh my lord. I just love to shop in this store. My customers, them gonna love all these things. So many different things in one place. Household items, electronics, toys, stationery, confectionery, exercise equipment, shoes and clothes for men, women and children, school things, costume, jewelry, perfume, makeup. Oh, look the makeup!
Giftland Office Max, Guyana's favorite department store.
Having your own car means peace of mind.
Having your own car means comfort and convenience.
Having your own car means freedom to get there on your own time.
It's Deal on Wheels at Republic Bank. It's time to get that new vehicle or upgrade to a better one with Republic. Super low rates and low down payment. Up to 8 years to repay and great prices. Come in to Republic Bank today.
Republic Bank. We're the one for you.
Bust the flavors. We're full of flavors. Bust the flavors, that me crave for. We're full of flavors. Tell your neighbors about the bust the flavors. Grab a bust the flavors. Yeah, thirst buster. Grab a buster. Bust the flavor, taste the savor. Bust the flavors. Bust the flavors.
Strong and solid in countries far and wide. New India Assurance, we're standing by your side. Golden service, half a century and more. New India Assurance, our policies are secure. From the heart of India, we serve these islands. The strength that you can trust, you're safe when you come to New India Assurance Company. Assurance when you need it most.
For your home, motor or business insurance, visit New India Guyana office, 58 Brickdam next to Star Computers. Telephone 2260-415-7. Comfortable parking available.
Vice President Bharat Jagdeo has reiterated that Guyana is not interested in joining the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries OPEC at this time, explaining that the country is looking to rapidly boost its oil production. OPEC is an organization that enables the cooperation of leading oil-producing countries in order to collectively influence the global oil market and maximize profits.
Our position remains the same at this point in time. We don't believe that it's part of national interest to join OPEC at this point in time. That is our position. We don't believe it's in our national interest.
In justifying the country's position on OPEC, the vice president said OPEC often cut the quotas of its members to keep oil prices at a certain level, and that as a new oil producer, Guyana cannot afford to be restricted in its oil production.
We're in the period when we want to grow our industry. We don't want any restriction on the growth, on the pace and the volume of growth in this country, the volume of oil produced. So that's a simple explanation, but that's not the only reason why.
Guyana, which has become one of the fastest growing oil producers in the world since it began production in 2019, has been invited to attend OPEC's international seminar in July, but there was no invitation to become a member. Earlier this year, the Wall Street Journal reported that Saudi Arabia's energy minister and OPEC's Secretary General both invited Guyana to join the bloc. Still with oil and gas matters, the Vice President Bharat Jagdeo has expressed grave disappointment over the Ministry of Natural Resources' decision to engage the ExxonMobil company on audit matters after the Guyana Revenue Authority had already audited the company and presented its findings. The GRA had flagged $214 million in questionable expenses incurred by ExxonMobil for its exploration in the Stabroek Block. But the Ministry of Natural Resources Petroleum Unit subsequently broke that cost down to $3 million. But Mr. Jagdeo said that should never have happened.
The ministry directly engaged in a discussion with ExxonMobil on the $214 million after the GRA had said this was the end of the matter. So, as far as I'm concerned, notwithstanding what I said before, that was the ministry's position, I made it clear to them that I'm accepting the GRA's position. The GRA's position, because that was their position that this matter, because they engaged in a further discussion with Exxon after the GRA had recommended closing the audit, and that should not have happened.
The vice president said he was advised by the Ministry of Natural Resources that it did not engage ExxonMobil in detail, but that the oil company only sent over some proposals. But Mr. Jagdeo reiterated that should not have happened in the first place.
So my position still stands. I will go with what the GRA has. I said to Stacia, you will deal with it directly, not the ministry any longer. Nothing. I want to make sure that the GRA deals with this matter. I'm very, very disappointed because that was a ministry position when all along we said that we must be guided by the technical people.
Following the vice president's statements, the Ministry of Natural Resources sought to cover its tracks by issuing a statement of its own, explaining that it has accepted the position by the vice president that the Guyana Revenue Authority is the competent authority to lead all audit expenses incurred by ExxonMobil. The statement quoted the Minister of Natural Resources Vikram Bharat as saying that he stands by the disputed costs flagged by the IHS market in its audit of ExxonMobil's $1.7 billion in expenses incurred for the period 1999 to 2017.
Come visit us on Waterloo Street. John Lewis Styles, simply different.
592 Events and Entertainment in partnership with Republic Bank and Caribbean Airlines present Welcome Home, Pan, Brass, and Soca. The kickstart to the Cricket Carnival weekend. On Thursday, September 21, the Kingston Beach comes alive with electrifying performances by Kunja's Steel Ensemble, Pan Groove Steel Band, the Guyana Police Force Steel Band, Guyana Defense Force Steel Band, and the Parkside Steel Orchestra. Grab your early bird tickets for $2,000 or stagefront tickets for $5,000. Showtime 5:30 p.m. Don't miss Welcome Home, Pan, Brass, and Soca on the Kingston Beach. Brought to you by Republic Bank, Caribbean Airlines, Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport, and Cricket Carnival.
Having your own car means peace of mind.
Having your own car means comfort and convenience.
Having your own car means freedom to get there on your own time.
It's Deal on Wheels at Republic Bank. It's time to get that new vehicle or upgrade to a better one with Republic. Super low rates and low down payment. Up to 8 years to repay and great prizes. Come in to Republic Bank today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Minister of Education Priya Manik Chand has announced that the 2023 National Grade 6 Assessment Examinations will take place on the 2nd and 3rd of May. In announcing the dates on Thursday, the Education Minister also said that the results for the exams will be available on or before the 10th of July.
There will be 2 mock exams as usual, one in January and one sometime in March. And we want to remind everyone, parents, teachers, students, that we have given to all grade 6 children the relevant textbooks that they need. And it's a very nice collection of books which ought to be able to support all the learning that is required for that assessment. We have posted videos on every single topic that is going to be tested on the Learning channel, which is also on YouTube.
The Education Minister also reminded parents that additional information related to the NGSA exams and learning material are available on the Ministry of Education's website. She said the children who will sit the NGSA exams in 2014 are those who were badly affected by the closure of schools for almost 2 years during the COVID-19 pandemic. She said that fact is not lost on the Education Ministry as it prepares the exams. Thousands of students from across the country are listed to sit the national examinations, which are used as a placement for their admission to secondary school. Auditor General Deodat Sharma today presented his 19th report on the public accounts of Guyana, along with 3 performance audit reports on the Ministry of Education's Hinterland School Feeding Program, the implementation of the International Health Regulation 2005, and the Ministry of Labor's Occupation, Health and Safety Inspection process. The Auditor General presented the reports to the Speaker of the National Assembly, Mansour Nadir, at the parliamentary buildings today. He said the Office of the Auditor General has submitted the report well within the September 30th statutory deadline. Mr. Sharma has now issued more reports than any other Auditor General.
In addition, we have also issued audit reports for 102 NDCs, 6 municipalities, and 69 statutory bodies. In fact, the Guyana Post Office Corporation, which had its accounts in arrears, now have its account audited up to 2021.
He added that the Office of the Auditor General has published 16 performance audit reports, including those presented today.
As we continue to move forward with performance audit, Mr. Speaker, on the commencement of Parliament in October, CAF will be conducting another workshop with members of the Public Accounts Committee on asking effective questions on performance audit.
It was noted that members of Parliament as well as 23 officers from the Audit Office underwent training on the process of auditing the extractive industry, in particular the oil and gas sector. The training was conducted by a former member of Parliament of Canada and representatives from the International Organization of Supreme Audit Institutions. Guyana has now become a member of that organization.
This training has equipped us better to understanding of the extractive industry and the role of the Audit Office plays in conducting audits of the developing oil sector in Guyana.
Audit training programs dealt with report writing and auditing of the implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals. The Speaker of the National Assembly said he was more than pleased to receive the reports. Mr. Nadir also commended the Office of the Auditor General on conducting continuous training programs to equip its officers with the skills needed. Opposition Member of Parliament Sherrod Duncan was today freed of a cybercrime charge which was filed against him back in January. The charge accused him of using a computer system to humiliate and cause embarrassment to Anil Giddings of the Guyana Elections Commission. The trial was conducted by Magistrate Judy Latchman, with Police Legal Advisor Attorney Mandel Moore leading the prosecution. MP Duncan was represented by attorneys Nigel Hughes, Narissa Leander and Ayanna Butts. At the close of the prosecution's case, the defense argued that the prosecution did not lead sufficient evidence for Mr. Duncan to be called upon to lead a defense. After considering both written and oral arguments on behalf of the prosecution and the defense, the presiding magistrate upheld the no-case submission made by the defense team and dismissed the matter against the Member of Parliament. The government has been accused of using the cybercrime laws to silence members of the political opposition.
Super 95 gasoline gives you more reasons to drive and is available at 56 service stations nationwide. For affordable price, high performance, and high mileage, choose Guyana's Super 95 gasoline.
Fuel it up and drive!
Sorry.
Jack?
Hey!
Boys, where you going with all that speed?
Yo, today's the 15th. My NIS contributions are due, and I ain't even get the forms as yet.
Hold on. You mean to tell me that you're not aware that all self-employed persons can now make their NIS contributions using the MMG app from the comforts of their homes and offices?
Really? I just pay my bills using MMG,
Yes, Jack. And the thing's simple. All you have to do is open the app, select pay bills, government services, NIS, and pay. They will prompt you to enter your NIS number, the month you're paying for, and the amount.
So I don't need to submit any form?
No, the only time you submit in a form is when you're making a claim.
Wait, I could make a claim too?
Oh no, Manja, you didn't know that? Yes, all self-employed persons are entitled to all benefits from NIS. Well, except for the industrial benefits. And here's the good part. All of their forms, you can download them from the NIS website.
Well, girl, I'm really glad I bumped into you.
Anyhow, make sure you pay your bills later.
Later? I gotta sit down right here and pay my contributions first.
Take care.
For further information, please visit the website at www.nis.org.gy, the National Insurance Scheme Facebook page, or your nearest NIS office.
Food Max Supermarket, located on the ground floor at the Giftland Mall, is your one-stop shop for all your grocery needs. We stock a variety of imported frozen meat and food products, fresh produce, and pet supplies, freshly made bread. Rotisserie chicken and patties are also available daily. Shop in comfort today at Food Max and let our courteous staff assist you in satisfying your shopping needs. Food Max, the fresh food specialist.
It's one of your biggest goals, getting your own home, where memories are made, where happiness lives. You may feel that home ownership or renovation is beyond your reach, but we at Republic want you to know that there's always a way. Ask us about our suite of mortgages. Let's help make your housing wishes come true. Or advise on how the equity in your existing home can finance other dreams and goals. Call or go online to learn more.
Look who's in the mix now. The new Buster Soda Water. 0 calories, 0 sugar, 0 artificial flavors. 100% refreshing. Taste Buster Soda Water today. Buster Soda Water, now available for only $120.
With your regional and international news tonight, I'm Svetlana Marshall in the region. The Bermuda Electric Light Company, BELCO, has said 11,746 customers are without power as a result of the passage of Hurricane Lee. The figure represents 33% of customers, with Warwick, Hamilton, and Pembroke being the most affected, with a combined total of 6,000 customers without power. In an update to customers, BELCO said power restoration would begin as soon as it is safe, since Bermuda is under a tropical storm warning. At 5 a.m., Hurricane Lee was located 340 kilometers northwest of Bermuda. The storm has winds of approximately 140 kilometers per hour. The U.S. National Hurricane Center said Hurricane Lee would continue to move farther away from Bermuda and approach the coast of New England and Atlantic Canada today and Saturday. Customers have been advised to unplug all electronics or other sensitive equipment and to stay clear of downed power lines. Reuters in a report said the European Union today threw its weight behind a plan to protect the Amazon rainforest, pledging to coordinate financial contributions from EU members and making sure the money was spent as intended under its Global Gateway Investment Scheme. Team Europe, which includes EU member states and institutions such as the European Investment Bank, will coordinate 260 million euros or $277 million already pledged by Spain, Italy, Sweden, France, Germany, and the Netherlands to curb deforestation in the Amazon. On top of that, the EU will add an undisclosed amount to protect the forest from logging from the EU's Global Gateway Scheme of Investment in Latin America, where Amazon rainforest protection is one of the flagship projects. And finally tonight, international news. U.S. President Joe Biden has sided with workers who have gone on strike in a pay dispute with 3 of America's biggest car makers, according to the BBC. Nearly 13,000 staff walked off the job on Friday at 3 plants owned by General Motors, Ford, and Stellantis. The firms and the United Auto Workers Union, UAW, are fighting over terms of new labor agreements. In remarks on Friday, Mr. Biden said no one wanted industrial action, but he understood worker frustration. Workers deserve a fair share, he said. Existing labor contracts expired on Thursday, triggering the walkout. Though currently limited, the strike is the first in union history to target all three companies at once. The UAW, which represents more than 140,000 workers at the firms, has also warned it may widen the walkout depending on how talks proceed. The union is seeking a 40% pay rise over the 4 years of the contract, among other demands, far more than the roughly 40% that the companies have currently put on the table. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Svetlana Marshall reporting and encouraging you to stay safe.